The new budget was recently passed by the City Council, and positive changes are already taking place in our beautiful city. We met with Dale Lyman, City Manager, to tell us more.
I would say overall the City of Fayetteville has fared very well throughout the recession. If you look across the country, you see cities laying off significant numbers of people, even cities laying off public safety employees, police and fire. We were able to balance our budget without raising taxes, lowered our total budget by about 2%, but in doing so we were able to actually add employees to the police department, and we have a significant number of capital improvements included in the budget, which are going to be nice assets for the community for many years to come. Our tax base is made up primarily of residential tax base. Secondary, we have a lot of commercial property, and commercial property is certainly a blessing for the tax base of the city. But what is missing is our industrial tax base. Less than 1% of our tax base is made up of industrial tax base, and so the burden lies on residential and commercial properties to support all of the operations of the city. The City of Fayetteville, out of the top 10 cities in the state in terms of revenue generated through property tax per capita, is at the very bottom. And not only are we at the bottom, but we're at the bottom by more than $100 per capita from the second from the bottom. And that's got to change. And that's why the City Council has adopted a strategic plan, and one of the primary #1 goals of that strategic plan is to diversify the tax base. We had prepared 5-year forecasts which show revenues and forecast revenues versus expenditures, and the gap between the two just continues to grow. We met with council early on. We met with them in early February, got their feedback as to their priorities as best that we could. We realized that it wasn't the right time, certainly in the depths of a recession, to try and put through a property tax increase. At the same time, we recognize there's a lot of services that need to be improved. Our staffing levels are woefully low in so many departments of the city. When we actually got the departments to submit their request for the upcoming budget, the fiscal year 2011 budget, we ended up having to cut nearly $9 million of a budget of $135 million in order to balance the budget. That's probably the largest figure that I've ever seen in the 34 years I've been working in local government. And I've worked through 3 recessions in different areas, so this is not entirely new to me. But we were able to do it, and we were able to do it in such a way that we still were able to stick to our plan. The budget was not consistent in that every year you would have to provide for the basic needs of the community. There are certain things we have to do every year if we're going to continue to have a strong community here and provide the services at the level we have to. We have to pave our streets. We have to replenish our police vehicles, fire vehicles. We have to continue to do that routinely. We have to replace computers on a regular basis. We have stormwater needs that we have to continue to address. So all the things that we would do in the past, it seemed that we were doing it hit and miss. One year we'd fund one thing, the next year we'd fund another. Well, we began 4 years ago a process where we made sure that the basic needs were met every year. And we set goals for funding each of those areas that we just addressed. And we were able to do that first and foremost within our budget. From that point, then we move forward and look at the other needs and areas that we need to continue to grow. We looked at the police department again, and it was the strong desire of the council to continue the positive movement we've made in the police department. We are reducing our crime rate. In 2009, the crime rate was reduced. We're fully staffed. We have 384 positions funded in the police department, sworn positions, and they're all filled. So that's saying something for our ability to attract and retain employees in a very difficult position, which a police officer position is. Our capital improvement plan this year is approximately $10 million in the budget that was provided through the state of North Carolina for the construction of the North Carolina Veterans Park. So that's going to be a real gem when it's completed, and something certainly that is deserving of our veterans, and something that all of us can be proud of. Second, this year we're moving forward through a partnership with Cumberland County and the Fayetteville Public Works Commission, as well as our downtown municipal service district, to fund the first parking deck in the city of Fayetteville, public parking deck. And construction is scheduled to start in January. And that's about a $7.4 million project, and it'll provide about 305 parking spaces right in the heart of our downtown area. So that's a positive, and we hope one that really spurs continued economic development. We have about $3.5 million in the capital improvement plan for street improvements. And those streets will be improved all over the city. Another project that we're looking at this year is a new fire station. Fire station number 19 will be developed on Andrews Road. And again, construction to start probably around the first of the year, and it should be completed by the end of the year next year, 2011. $10 million for continued installation of sewers in western Fayetteville. We just got a $6 million grant to continue the rehabilitation of the taxiway and the runway at the airport. We're seeing increases in enplanements at the airport each year. The last 2 years, I believe it's 18% increases each year, and that's a real positive. And again, that's at a time when nationally enplanements are dropping. We're kind of going against the trend there. So those are all positives. In the area of the transit department, we're continuing to invest there. We're buying new buses, new shelters. We put a new route in place also, route number 9, I believe, and it's seeing good ridership as well. All in all, I think we're pleased with our budget. We're making progress. The budget enables us to do that, and I think we're on the right track. And as the economy grows, we expect nothing but good things from the city of Fayetteville in the future.